Luke chapter 22, verse 22. And truly the Son of Man goeth, as it was determined, but woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed. So I want to tell you about my biggest pet peeve in popular conceptions of Christianity, and it is, without a doubt, Judas apologia. And this is the speculation of, what if Judas was actually a really good guy? What if he was Jesus Christ's most loyal disciple who agreed to do what Jesus wanted him to do, even though it would mean that he'd be hated and that he would be misaccurately construed as a bad person in the biblical text? Probably the most famous example of this is in The Last Temptation of Christ, that Martin Scorsese film, where we have Judas being portrayed as Jesus's greatest, most loyal disciple, willing to do what needs to be done so that Christ can die on the cross for our sins. There's a lot that annoys me about this. First of all, it just blatantly goes against the Bible. Judas is portrayed as a bad person, as an insincere person, as a traitor from the start. It's also a classic example of people trying to outsmart the source material. They think they've come up with this really clever, unique take on the Bible, when in reality it's just a pretty stupid notion. The other issue is it's trying to add this moral ambiguity to the text, but there are many morally ambiguous characters in the Bible already. You don't have to invent this fan fiction that Judas was one as well. But my biggest issue here is that the underlying premise is that Jesus Christ dying on the cross was overall a good thing, and therefore whoever caused that to happen must have been good. The issue is we already have a prefiguration of Jesus Christ being betrayed, sold out to a local superpower, and from that ending up saving a whole load of people. This is the story of Joseph, where he gets to a position where he can, by anticipating the famine, save many people from starvation. And that story ends with Joseph saying to his brothers who betrayed him, "You meant this for evil, but God used it for good." So do not let there be any ambiguity here. Judas meant to betray Jesus Christ for evil. His motivations were entirely evil and selfish, but God used it for good. When people act like Judas was the good person in all of this, they are totally misunderstanding God's character and the way he works. God will take evil things that evil people do, and he will still find some way to make that actually benefit people overall, sometimes, and in very significant moments. And the final issue here is this could seriously mislead Christians into thinking that if something leads to something good, it must have been good. There's this idea that Jesus Christ being crucified was a good thing, but I honestly totally repudiate that. I do not think Jesus Christ being crucified was a good thing. It was evil, it was unjust, it was wicked, and we as Christians shouldn't be saying that that which is clearly evil is in fact good. But what we should recognize is that sometimes evil things will happen no matter what, and in those situations, God can still use it to do good.